My name is Fuat Bayramoglu. I work at the Turkish Grand National Assembly as a legislative expert at the research department. I've been working for the Turkish Parliament for the last 17 years, actually. But 7.5 years of my service, actually, was under the Turkish presidency. I worked as an expert over at the Turkish presidency as well. And my major is in economics, and but I'm into technology, and in our department, in the research services department, I write reports regarding the issues that the MPs want reports on, actually. And the department I work under is currently, actually, the International Relations Department. But the technology work is done under a couple of departments. There are 5 departments, one of them being the International Relations Department, the others being economics, law, and public relations, and etc. So if there's an issue related to technology, and if it's related to actually artificial intelligence, in the research department, there are a couple of experts that work on artificial intelligence, and I'm one of them. So again, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everyone joining us today, regardless of your location or your time, actually. It's an honor to be here to discuss a subject that is revolutionizing, actually, many industries, and including parliaments around the globe. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll share my insights on how Turkish Parliament is exploring artificial intelligence and the challenges we face, actually, here at the Turkish Parliament, and some recommendations for ensuring its responsible implementation in the future for other parliaments as well, actually. Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming societies and economies worldwide. So this is the basic concept everywhere. And Turkey is actively engaging with both its potential and its challenges as well. And recognizing the significance of this technological shift, the Turkish Parliament has established a Parliamentary Inquiry Committee dedicated to determining the necessary steps for harnessing the benefits of AI, building a legal infrastructure in this domain, and identifying measures to prevent the risks associated with its use. This committee underscores our proactive approach to understanding and shaping the future of AI in Turkey. In this presentation, I'll try to draw upon the recent discussions and reports submitted to the committee to explore various facets of artificial intelligence, its potential implications, and its specific application within the Turkish Parliament and the broader Turkish context. What are the current engagements of the Turkish Parliament with AI? I mean, what stands out? So there are innovative steps that the Turkish Parliament is taking to integrate artificial intelligence into its legislative processes. Our focus is actually on 2 pivotal initiatives: the adoption of an AI-driven transcription system and the establishment of a dedicated Parliamentary Inquiry Committee on artificial intelligence. So these efforts not only streamline our operations, but also they help to ensure that our policies keep pace with rapidly evolving technological advancements, improvements. So what are the AI-driven initiatives in this sense? Firstly, last year, actually, our assembly introduced an AI-driven transcription project. Previously, parliamentary speeches were transcribed manually by stenographers. Actually, as of today, stenographs are still employed under Turkish Parliament, and they are still transcribing the speeches manually, just in case there's a problem with the system, the transcription system. But with this new AI initiative, each speaker is automatically recognized, their contributions are transcribed accurately, and official transcripts are efficiently produced. This system, which was first introduced in committee meetings last year, 2024, was later implemented in the General Assembly sessions later during the year. So what is the next initiative? It's the establishment of an inquiry committee on artificial intelligence. So the Turkish Grand National Assembly has established a dedicated parliamentary inquiry committee focused on examining and evaluating developments in artificial intelligence. Officially named the Committee of the Parliamentary Inquiry to determine the steps to be taken regarding the gains of artificial intelligence, to establish the legal framework in this field, and to identify measures to prevent the risks associated with the use of artificial intelligence. The committee comprises 22 members of parliament across all the political party groups, across all the political spectrum. Its role is crucial for assessing the evolving impact of artificial intelligence and for advising on responsible, effective policies for our country. What are the broader parliamentary consultations and international engagements taking place? The Parliament's commitment to the artificial intelligence subject actually goes beyond internal projects. The Parliamentary Inquiry Committee has been actively gathering information and insights through presentations from various stakeholders, including representatives from the public institutions, such as the Digital Transformation Office, NGOs, such as the Artificial Intelligence Policies Association, for example, universities, and industry experts. These consultations provide a comprehensive understanding of the current AI landscape, its potential benefits, and its attendant risks, while also shaping the necessary policy responses. This effort actually highlights the importance of collaboration and gathering expertise from diverse sectors to inform effective policymaking. Furthermore, during these discussions, parliamentarians raise important questions regarding the legal and ethical dimensions of AI, emphasizing the necessity of establishing relevant legislation. A quick note here, actually, that this inquiry committee was established at the beginning of June 2025. So it was the 2nd of June 2025. And its work is supposed to take 3 months of time. After the 3 months, what happens is, if the work is not done and the work is not finished, an additional 1 month is given. Actually, this took place during this week, actually, on last Tuesday, 2 days ago. And the committee requested an additional month. So we'll have up to the 14th of May 2025 to complete the committee's work. And so there was this little bit of a quick information in the brackets. The committee is closely monitoring international developments, such as the European Union's AI Act and the European Council's Framework Convention on AI, human rights, the rule of law, and democracy. Although actually Türkiye hadn't signed the letter at the time of the discussions that are taking place, preparations for a potential signatory status are still underway. Not certain, but underway. Turkish parliamentarians are also active in international assemblies, such as the NATO Parliamentary Assembly and the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly, where AI is a significant agenda item, indicating our commitment to contributing to the global dialogue on AI policy. A practical example, actually, of our international engagement can be seen in the participation of a representative from the Parliamentary Research Services, that is myself in this case, at a seminar in Iceland on data structures and the development of legislative process with artificial intelligence. This involvement not only explores, in a sense, how legislative work is being transformed through AI in other countries, but this also reinforces our intent to apply similar efficiencies within our assembly as well. Additionally, the Parliament's efforts are informed by Türkiye's National AI Strategy and Action Plan, which took place actually between the years 2000, which has been actually taking place between the years 2021 and 2025. So new work is taking place for the next national AI strategy starting from the year 2026. Ensuring that our internal discussions and the work of the inquiry committee align with national priorities. So what are the expected outputs, actually, of the inquiry committee? Well, based on the committee's work, several actually key outputs can be expected. For example, recommendations for leveraging AI. The primary goal is to determine the steps to be taken for benefiting from AI. Hence, one key output will be a set of recommendations on how Turkish Parliament can best leverage the opportunities presented by artificial intelligence. The second key output, establishment of a legal infrastructure for artificial intelligence. The committee is tasked with building a legal framework to govern artificial intelligence. This discussion is enriched by contrasting international approaches, which could actually commonly summarize as free market approach, the approach of the United States, versus the rule book approach, the approach of Europe. So the United States, as we all know, prioritizes innovation, flexibility, and competition by allowing market forces to shape artificial intelligence development. Actually, just 3 days ago, there was another paper that was enrolled by, I mean, not enrolled, but that was delivered by the Trump administration on how artificial intelligence work should be done under the government auspices. In contrast, however, Europe adopts a structured regulatory approach that emphasizes oversight, safety, and ethical standards. This comparison actually provides context, in a sense, for the deep discussions surrounding how best to create a legal infrastructure in Türkiye, balancing the benefits of rapid innovation with the need for robust safeguards. The third key output, risk prevention measures. The committee will also determine measures to prevent the risks associated with AI use. This includes devising safeguards against potential negative consequences, addressing ethical considerations, ensuring data privacy, mitigating bias, and managing security risks. The fourth output, actually, of the committee's work. Identification of key shareholders and best practices. Through consultations with stakeholders like the Digital Transformation Office, NGOs, academic institutions, and industry representatives, the committee is positioned to identify the leading players and best practices in AI development and regulation. Learning from international experiences will aid in adapting global best practices in the sense to our national context. The fifth lesson, organization of, the fifth output, organization of an AI summit. The committee plans to host an AI summit under the auspices of the Grand National Assembly Speaker, Professor Numan Kurtulmuş. The outcomes, such as reports and proceedings from this event, will further serve as key outputs that disseminate the committee's findings and recommendations. The sixth output, debate on the legal status and personhood of artificial intelligence. Actually, a significant discussion point was the legal status and personhood of AI. Committee members noted the ongoing global debate about whether AI should be regarded as a legal person or classified as property, and the ensuing implications for responsibility. This debate is critical as the lack of clarity on this issue actually might lead to further legal challenges in the future. And the last part of my presentation, the challenges and the lessons learned. The work of the Artificial Intelligence Inquiry Committee has not been without its challenges. These experiences provide valuable lessons for future initiatives. Time constraint. The committee, as I previously addressed, initially had a 3-month time frame, which proved to be a very limited time frame in covering the vast array of AI-related issues, prompting a request for 1 additional month extension. In the case of inquiry committees in Türkiye, 4 months is the maximum amount of time an inquiry committee can spend on a specific subject matter. So there's nothing that's not special so there's nothing special for the Artificial Intelligence Inquiry Committee. All the inquiry committees get a maximum 4 months of time. The complexity of the subject matter in this sense required, however, more time than originally anticipated. Technical infrastructure and expertise. Discussions about for data centers, development of a Turkish large language model, and the requirements for skilled human resources highlight the technical and educational challenges in implementing AI effectively. Enhancing technical infrastructure and building expertise are essential for that matter, for maximizing artificial intelligence benefits. So the next lesson learned, comparative analysis of international approaches. Studying how other nations address artificial intelligence, such as through the United Kingdom's Ethics Committee or the EU's regulatory framework, provides valuable insights and possible models for adaptations in the future. International comparisons help to contextualize our national strategy and ensure we learn from global best practices. The fourth lesson learned, clear communication of findings. Transparent communication with both the public and stakeholders is crucial. Establishing clear channels for disseminating the committee's findings, such as organizing an AI summit, ensures that recommendations and insights are effectively shared. Proper communication enhances transparency and helps build trust in the policies developed. Judicial training in AI-related matters. There is an emphasized need for training in AI for judges, lawyers, and other professionals to adequately protect human and consumer rights as AI becomes increasingly integrated into legal processes. And lastly, the sectoral applications of AI. What is the lesson learned? The committee also reviewed the specific applications and associated risks of AI in various sectors, including healthcare, education, finance, and security, broadening our understanding of AI's transformative potential across the economy. So, the conclusion, and in summary, the Turkish Parliament is actively engaging with the subject of artificial intelligence through innovative projects and comprehensive research efforts. From the AI-driven transcription project and dedicated inquiry committee to extensive stakeholder consultations and international collaborations, our efforts demonstrate a clear commitment to both leveraging AI's potential and addressing its challenges. The expected output from policy recommendations and legal frameworks to risk mitigation strategies and stakeholder engagement events will guide Turkey's approach to artificial intelligence in a rapidly evolving global landscape. By learning from international practices and addressing technical, legal, and ethical challenges head-on, Turkey is poised to navigate the complexities of artificial intelligence with a balanced and informed strategy. In this presentation, I try to not only highlight our current engagements with artificial intelligence here in the Turkish Parliament, but also try to outline the roadmap for the future development in a sense, ensuring that Turkey remains, the committee's work in this sense, at the forefront of responsible and innovative AI integration in parliamentary processes. One last thing that I want to add is one of the main outputs of the Artificial Intelligence Inquiry Committee will be, of course, the main report of the committee. There are currently more than 10 experts actually taking place in writing the report of the inquiry committee. Thank you for your time today, and I'm eager to answer your questions that you have.
Thank you, Fuat, for the very articulated presentation about the policy framing of in Turkey in the government layer, the initiatives that are being taken, not just a quick fix or quick product approach. It's more like a policy overall impact with a long-term vision. That's great. So my question is, while you are working on understanding, taking in the recommendations, balancing innovation versus safeguards, preventing risks, ethical issues, biases, and so on and so forth, what do you see? You are looking also at the investment at building infrastructure for AI, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think the investment vis-a-vis the returns? Do you think, because AI investment is not a short-term investment, it has both hardware as well as the software investment, and probably goes much beyond in terms of the skills required for the manpower. So with that, all that combined, do you think the government has the right resources available for the large infrastructure it needs, or does it need kind of a government-private collaboration? What's your vision on that?
As far as I'm concerned, actually, during the committee works and during the committee meetings, this, of course, came up during a couple of sittings, right? The committee meetings. And what was discussed was whether it's possible, actually, to make huge investments in data centers in that sense. For example, data centers, right? So these actually require huge amounts of investments. When we look at the investment that the United States President Donald Trump announced, the Stargate, right? $500 billion worth of investments. And there is not any other country yet that has matched that amount as of today, as far as I know, in that sense. So I don't think any other country apart from the United States as of now has the resources to pour the resources actually for the artificial intelligence, like data structured data centers. But that said, there are other things that could be done, which might be, as I said, delivering maybe language models, Turkish language models, small language models or large language models in that sense. Maybe, as I said during the presentation, I've been to Iceland during these 4 months, and I spent time for 2 days actually, and artificial intelligence was again the main, actually the topic of the discussion. And what I actually witnessed was more than 10 to 12 actually representatives were presenting the work that's been done in their parliaments. The main take home what should I say, lesson from those presentations for me was that there wasn't one single country that said that we have enough resources to spare for the artificial intelligence. For example, there was one country that said that they were working with this large, one of the well-known artificial intelligence companies. So what they did was they did a contract with that artificial intelligence company, and they actually had their model delivered to them, to the parliament, and they closed it to outside, and they were using it inside their parliament. So this is an easier way in that sense. But again, I don't know. Well, as I said, there's 1 more month of committee work still that needs to take place in Türkiye, and this was, as I said before, discussed, and this was one of the questions that actually member of parliaments were asking to each other actually during the committee meetings, or to the presenters that were presenting their views. And yes, I know that's a little bit of a broad sort of like an answer, but that's actually that's exactly my view.
No, that's true, and I understand, because I am also a part of that conundrum. The kind of investment it needs is humongous, but the returns are also very, very promising. But then question arises is, with everybody, every single government and most of the private organizations jumping onto the bandwagon of AI, is it worth making all those individual efforts, or how much collaboration is required to attain a common goal? But again, the confidentiality, the security, the other things of different nations, priorities of different nations come in the way. So how much do we collaborate versus how much siloed approach would be needed, and what kind of investments the governments can afford to do when these other essential services of the citizenry also is at stake, how much they can pump in to make this kind of technology a reality.
I totally understand your point. And again, going back to the meeting in Iceland, what got me excited over there was I actually had the same question that I asked to the representative from Iceland. And she said that they were delivering small language model with Germanic countries. So Germanic language countries. So that actually adds up to sort of like 8 to 9, for example, countries. So this is just a small example. Maybe, but what they were doing was they know, well, of course, they were using some other models in that sense. They don't have their data centers. Again, they don't have their data centers, but what they are doing was collaborating in a sense, at least to produce their own small language models. I totally understand. There are points where it's almost impossible to do some of the work as a country itself, but there are things with the collaboration of other countries, you can actually take a not small amount of weight, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think so. Now, switching gears, and you kind of, well, alluded to it a little bit in terms of what are your short, medium, and long-term goals for Türkiye in achieving kind of the AI-enabled platforms. What are you looking at? I know the committees are looking at broader policy level things, but also you have taken steps in implementing the use case level approach, which is transcript generation through AI, and that's working out well for you. What else is in the pipeline?
What actually has been discussed lately was the staffs, how to educate the staff about artificial intelligence, how to use artificial intelligence in parliamentary works, but while using it wisely in a sense, and also securely, right? The security is one of the main issues. So I don't know. Again, this will probably be in the report, but there are a couple of people actually, more than 10, as I said, like writing reports as of today. So, but this was one of the things that was discussed. So educating the civil servants in the sense how to use AI in Parliament, but not only in Parliament, because this report, as the head of the committee once said at the beginning of the committee work, said that this report will be sort of like the main legal text for artificial intelligence in Turkey. It's not like constitution, not like a written constitution, but sort of like an oral constitution of Turkey's AI policy in a sense, right? So of course this is not a legislation. I mean, the report is not a legislative. It doesn't have a legislative power, but the reports are important. So the head of the committee, Mr. Dönmez, said in one of the meetings that the report of this committee will be a constitutional sense. So, getting back to your question, education in that sense and investing in the human capital was one of the main things, one of the issues actually that came up during the discussions. And again, the long-term goal, of course, is if Turkey has, data centers, the medium to the long-term goal, I should say, because resources is what countries need to do to make that investment in that sense. But other than that, actually, building up on the current knowledge and investing on human capital, actually, I believe, is one of the main and the core things. It's not only for Turkey, because the other things actually is that people with great knowledge, if they instead of working for Turkey, they decide to go to other country. So that's a brain drain, right? So in order for that to not to happen, it's important to invest in human capital, and again to in the report to show the next generation the goal and the aim of Turkey and where the policymakers want Turkey to be with the developed nations.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think we have reached almost at the end of the presentation. No further questions from me. Thank you for your time. If you want to close, go ahead, make the closing statement, and then I would ask if you have any further updates. You did say, I have an update to make. I think the transcription generation thing you were talking about. If there is anything else, please go ahead and let us know.
Actually, the one of the main updates was the establishment of the inquiry committee, because at the last time of one of the panels that I attended, we were in the process of forming the committee, but it was not certain as of that time. So that was a big update on our side. Actually, it's not only our side. As far as I know, there are not many countries that currently has artificial intelligence committees established in parliaments. So that's a very important, actually, step for Turkey. And in that sense, in the future, I hope that the report also is, as the head of our committee said, is taken as an oral constitution for Turkey's future AI policies. And thank you, Brahma, for attending and asking great questions. And I appreciate your effort as well. And thank you for everyone that's listening.